Daniel Ives of Wedbush Securities, Managing Director, Equity Research of Equity of Wedbush Securities. Good morning, Dan, and thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
So Dan, before we focus on Twitter specifically, I was wondering, considering the Omicron variant and the recent selling that we are witnessing, what's your take specifically on the tech sector, and what's next for the tech?
It's been the same playbook that we've encouraged investors over the last 18, 19 months. I mean, these types of sell-off to risk-off moments, you buy more tech because on two fronts. One, more of a semi-remote environment is just bullish for tech in terms of cloud build out and what we're continuing to see in terms of digital transformation. And in terms of risk off, I mean, we view these near-term events as opportunities. I'd call them golden buying opportunities, given our view it's a NASDAQ 19,000 by the end of next year. Still in the middle innings of a bull market. That's been our playbook, continues to be.
So you are bullish on tech until the end of the year. Do you think that we have to focus on specific stocks or the sector in general?
Well, I do think it's more of a stock picking market. I think especially when you look in cloud, names like Microsoft, Salesforce, DocuSign, look at cybersecurity. I think that's going to have massive tailwinds over the next 3 to 6 months. Look, some of the Zoom and we'll call it some of the COVID poster child names, they've obviously got hit significantly over the last 6 months in terms of reopening. But it's our view that this is going to be a $2 trillion digital transformation over the next 4 to 5 years. Continue to play the trends, and then our favorite continues to be Apple, coming off of what looks like just a robust Black Friday weekend.
Dan, you just said that we have to buy the dip in regards to tech sector. I just wanted to show very quickly Twitter's chart. Year to date, it's off about 15.5%. So do you think that we have to buy the dip considering the fact that Jack Dorsey is leaving? Of course, he's going to be substituted of Parag Agrawal, but problems of the company are not going to be easily solved with just new CEO.
That's a good example of a stock picker's market. I mean, Twitter, I think, is a name you rotate away from. Dorsey ultimately leaving, step in the right direction, but doesn't change the secular challenges that they have in this competitive arms race. And of course, also an internal candidate shows that maybe not as much change as the street wanted, as opposed to an external candidate. I think Twitter continues to be a share donor rather than a share gainer.
Do we have to bet on the stay-at-home stocks once again? I'm talking, for example, about Zoom, about Netflix, considering this Omicron variant. Of course, President Biden said that he doesn't intend to impose any kind of restrictions, but what we are witnessing in Europe is a different story.
Well, it's not the first and it's not the last variant. And I think the ways to play it is a basket. Some of those stay-at-home names, they're going to continue to move higher. Obviously, if you look at some of these core big tech plays, but then you look at areas like cloud, cybersecurity, those are names where that sailboat's already left the port. I mean, we're in the stages of what I view as just a massive acceleration, regardless of what happens here. But you get these stocks cheaper in these risk-off moments. I mean, if I look since 2009, there's been 70 what I'll call panic attacks from a stock market perspective. And those have all been buying opportunities. And this continues to be one. Given our view, it's a bull market into early 23.
And then final take, what's your take on Tesla? And do you think that there are some challenges ahead of the company and the stock performance, of course?
Yeah, I mean, look, chip shortage continues to, I think, give disruption from a logistics perspective, but I think they beat street numbers. I think it's a stock that continues to be the best way to play on EV as part of this $5 trillion green tidal wave. And stock's obviously been volatile, especially with the Musk selling stock, but I think as we go into early next year, this is one, we have a 1,400 base case, 1,800 bull case, and I think it goes toward those numbers.
Thank you very much. Dan Ives, Equity Research, Managing Director, Equity Research, Wedbush Securities. Have a great day ahead, Dan.
You too.